So hi, in this video, I want to be giving you the perfect routine for a day, to having a productive day rather. So most people Google topics like this, hoping to find one interesting idea or concept to implement in their life. But in most cases, it's a distraction. It even becomes worse when you consume content from people who are actually not productive, or the only thing they produce is content. So let me give you from real life experience. But before we get into it, let's talk about why you need a routine. You basically need a routine because a routine sets your life for having a structure. It's like the body would not stand if it did not have a skeleton because the skeleton gave it a structure. Same thing. So this is my like 7 tips for having a productive day. The first and the most important rule is planning your day the night before. Trust me, this is heavily underrated because a lot of content creators will tell you to have a morning routine, but they almost never tell you to have a nighttime routine because it's boring. It doesn't excite you because you're going to bed. It's the night, so so having a nighttime routine is super important because, like I said, you're supposed to plan and prioritize the next day. So from the food you're going to eat, to the clothes you're going to wear, the workout you're going to do. Because when you wake up in the morning, you feel somehow sluggish. And then, even if you wake up sharp, having to waste all those important brain powers on things that are meaningless is not so smart. And also, waking up and trying to figure out what you're supposed to do is actually not the best use of your time. So, if you have planned the night before, then you wake up early. Now, waking up early sets you apart. It gives you a different tone of the day. Now, when you wake up early, and you also wake up sharp, there's a high chance you wake up with less distractions. I mean, except you go and meet the distractions yourself. So if you're clearly minded and you are ready to start the day. Your second thing is to get some form of blood flowing. For me, it's the gym. That's why I'm up. I have about 30 minutes to get my tasks up and 30 minutes to get to the gym. So it could be walking, running. At some point, anytime I travel, I prefer a walk or cardio, but you need to you need to get some blood work moving. Now, in some cases, if you have some projects that requires like super importance and super solitude, I would recommend, to be very realistic, I recommend doing the work first before working out. Now, why that happens is because when you work out, you feel pumped, you feel energized. But in so many cases, some people overdo it and then they get tired when it's time to do the work. Or because working out can be very addictive, which still boils down to the fact that they either overwork out or they just come back and wish they went back again. So it's a little bit of distraction in some cases. But I mean, if you're doing like a regular daily tasks, working on like your projects, very, very fair, not needing them, and you can cope with your workout, give it a shot. So after you have like your blood work through your walk, your gym, I'll say your third tip here is to fast. Fast because I know we've been trained to enjoy. You've been trained basically by propaganda, telling us that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. That is nowhere close to the truth. Now, the people who told you that are most likely the cereal and dairy industry. That is because those are the meals that they try to sell to you very early in the day. So it's a nice tactic to make more profit, but you, my friend, should not be seen as numbers on the computer. Should not be seen as assets on the balance sheet. So breakfast is a no because when you eat, basically, they tell you when you eat, it gives you energy. Well, as a science student, let me tell you for a fact that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. So when you put food in your belly, you have to break down that food. And in the course of breaking down that food, you would notice that energy, it could be blood. Blood will actually leave your brain and try to attack that food by breaking it down. By doing so, will make you very sluggish while you are doing the actual work. So I tell people to fast till about 12, 2 p.m. Basically, have a good period of like focused work. And me, in my case, I use my first meal of the day as my slide into what I will call second level productivity work, where I can interact with others, where I actually need a form of distraction. Because to be very frank, there's a thing called overworking, and then your normal content creators have not don't factor this in because, like I said, they only produce content. They don't produce anything more than content. So the content really has no context backing it. Now, when you're done fasting, it will not be in your favor to fill your stomach with something that is rubbish. For example, soda, soda, junk food, high salt. What you need is actually nutritious food. You need a lot of nutritious food at this point. And actually, sorry, when I say a lot, I don't mean quantity, I mean quality. Is what I mean when I say a lot. Now, to put this into perspective, apart from what you put in your stomach, you should also watch what you put in your head because sometimes, let me give you like a very, very little funny thing that happened to me. I'm a big fan of Danko. And I watched a video where Danko talked about where Danko was drinking Monster energy drink, and then for some weird reasons, like I just instantly went. I literally after my video, I went downstairs. I saw the energy drink and I actually bought it. And I figured that wait, hold on, why did I buy it? And I discovered it was due to Danko. So I'm saying is sometimes watching what goes into your head could actually help you with what goes into your body. So please nourish your mind with proper books, podcasts. I've limited my trap music, if not completely eliminated it. Then the food you put in your body. Also, please, you also eat. You remember when I said, I've noticed this thing when you fast and you want to break the fast, do not like consume a lot of food because that's not wise. Like I said, you feel very sluggish. Eat something very little, something that you feel you could digest. Like they maybe can have like anything large, major by say 4, 5, 6 p.m. or you know you're almost done with work. Now, you with your nutrition right, you're actually going to like do your work focused for the entire day. And the next and most important step is called rest. Now, I didn't say sleep, I said rest. This is a very important point in actually being productive. We are being told by all these, we're being told by hustle culture not to sleep, not to rest because you have to work, 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 work. And I discovered that if you look at the greatest people of all times, Steve Jobs, artists, you would notice that they did not joke with their rest. They took, it may not have been constant, but the idea of rest is it allows your subconscious mind or allows your mind to basically be in a state where it by itself begins to look for solutions to problems that you're facing while you're working. Have you ever noticed where you're off particular work and then a problem you had just had a solution flash to your mind almost immediately when you're not even looking for it? That is what you will not get while you're working, while you're engaged in work. So rest. That doesn't mean scroll social media. Rest could be go on a walk, no gadgets, no podcast, no music, just like go on a walk. I did that when I had the time. Like 10, 20 to 30 minutes walk is very ideal. I think this is a very good time to like just think about things, look at ideas, weigh options, weigh pros and cons of decisions you're about to make. And the last point is your sleep. Your sleep. Like people believe that sleeping is just laying down, closing your eyes, but nah. Remember, our eyes are not trained to receive so much blue light. So, summary: cut out all forms of blue light or limit it about 30 minutes to an hour before bed. Now, as a tech guy, this is very difficult. So what I try to do is I look for any book and just read it. But I've paused reading books for a while, and instead, what I'm doing these days is more like journaling. I want to get into the habit of journaling. I think this is my second or third pen I'm running out of. So the habit of journaling so that I completely leave my screens alone, or I could just jump on a meeting, a 30 minutes meeting, while I'm taking a walk in the evening. Then take my shower, have my bath, plan the next day, and then go to bed. So it's that simple. And then with all these things, they are simple but not easy, mostly because of our daily habits. And like I said, the point of a routine is to add structure to our lives. So that's it. Hopefully, you take this routine and apply it to your life and see actual real results. And then you may have to tweak some things. Maybe wake up late, wake up early, the rest, no rest. But everything I just said is essential to having a productive day. So kindly share my video with that person who you think is going to find it very, very valuable. Thank you very much. Talk to you soon, and bye for now.